Hey everybody, TK here for Theme King TK, and I'm standing in front of some of the Harry Potter stuff at my place because it's going to be a very Harry Potter themed adventure today. I'm repping my Gryffindor shirt. You got the Hogwarts banner up there, the Sword of Gryffindor. This collage I had made at CVS, some of the time spent in the Wizarding World at Universal Studios, Florida and Hollywood. Here you can see some of the Lego sets that my son built over the years and some other random stuff. And what's that little New Year's Eve noisemaker doing there? Well, that's kind of a deep cut for Forbidden Journey. If you've ever been on the ride, at the very end when you're back in the Great Hall and everybody's celebrating and Harry's got the snitch and he's like, "You've been brilliant." There's one kid on the far right that has got a noisemaker and he's just getting it. And it makes me laugh every single time.
You're brilliant.
What's on tap for today? Wands at the ready. We are going to head to Universal Studios Hollywood for all the normal park updates and just check things out. But it's a very Harry Potter themed day because here's what's on tap. We're going to go to Funko Hollywood where there is some Harry Potter themed stuff and some other very Universal themed things to look at. Then we're going to go to Universal Studios Hollywood, go to Hogsmeade, experience that just to kind of whet the appetite. The appetite is going to get delivered on when we go to the Tam O Shanter, a historic restaurant. It's the oldest family-run restaurant in Los Angeles, and it is a Scottish steakhouse and pub that is so themed and perfect for a Harry Potter day. And then to cap everything off, we're heading to the Pantages Theater, where we're going to catch Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. Of course, the big Broadway play that has made its way out here. So I'll show you some little bit of that. And so again, wands at the ready. Let's see if I can do this. Cast a little spell here. Let's open up this adventure. Alohamora. All right, first stop, Funko Hollywood. There you see a big Hagrid. There's Luna Lovegood, Dobby hanging out up there. And of course, you can get, Funko Pops of the Potter characters. There you see some portraits. Newt Scamander, Fantastic Beasts represented. There's his Niffler. And Pickett will see the Niffler and many magical creatures at FanFest nights. And of course, you got Harry, Ron, and Hermione. See them a little bit later, a little bit older with kids in A Cursed Child and just some of the sets. The Funko store really is an attraction all on its own. I mean, these highly themed photo ops. And it's almost like a tribute store you'd find at Universal Studios Orlando, where it's such a well-themed store, but then, you've got your merch in there as well. There you can see a Funko Hogwarts Castle, some of the characters in front of buildings there at Diagon Alley. And how about this Jurassic display? Must go faster. Ian Malcolm back there. And of course, I love the spooky. You got Beetlejuice here, along with Jason Voorhees. And the Creature celebrating 71 years. Looking pretty good for 71. Michael Myers. And again, look at this cool just haunted house set. I think that was Reagan up there. Freddy Krueger hanging out. And Pennywise. You'll float too. You see 11 in the Demogorgon. Are we going to get Stranger Things house after the final season? How about Frankenberry, Count Chocula, and Boo Berry? Are we going to get a serial killer's house? Speaking of houses, the first tent is up there in that Curious George lot. And we've got some Kong-sized changes to CityWalk as we take a look. Here, the work on Escapology, the former iFly there, just a big open hole. That's going to be a Raising Cane's, that location. And the Slice House is coming. You're going to be able to get some fresh pizza there at CityWalk. Just another option. The Halal Guys is coming, where you can get Mediterranean cuisine and gyros and the such. Line Friend Square added this screen, and now the lines have died down. It used to be a huge line for the Sanrio store and the Hello Kitty Cafe. Now you can get there and visit it. Wicked. We're going to one day get Wicked attractions, and there you see SNL 50 overlay still. And to go with that, you can get a Funko Pop of Matt Foley, inspirational speaker. And here you've got Burt Reynolds, the late great Norm Macdonald as Burt Reynolds, his costume.
In a commanding lead with $14.
Hey, check out the podium. Look at this.
Mr. Reynolds has apparently changed his name to Turd Ferguson.
Yeah, that's right. Turd Ferguson. It's a funny name.
Great. out of line. Mr. Reynolds, what are you doing?
Yeah, I found this backstage. Oversized hat. It's funny.
No, it's not.
Sure it is. It's funny. It's funny because it's bigger than a normal hat.
I see that. Get back to your podium.
Take a look at that.
Yeah, I see it. Go back to your podium. It's not funny.
Sorry, I guess it was Turd Ferguson with his oversized hat. Here we see Brendan Fraser. I can almost hear that shirt saying, "Welcome back. Would have enjoyed this interview more if I'd got my cup of coffee." If you know, you know. The Mummy shirt's $30 available there in the Universal store. And some more Mummy merch, a Mummy plush. And Back to the Future merch, a big part of FanFest coming up. I hope we get some dedicated FanFest merch. How about this? The 60th anniversary Tram popcorn bucket, now only about $14. That was about $40 originally. And you still get the popcorn, so that's a huge deal. Butter beer merch. It is butter beer season. You can get your butter beer gear and tasty treats in the park. Becker wiped out. Ooh, wipe out. And this is an awesome location that hopefully they'll fill with more Universal themed stores. Characters out and about, Poppy there, along with Shrek and Fiona strolling the streets. And now let's take a look at the Fast and Furious construction progress. The scrim down, you can get a better look at that ride building. One big brick building. And there, look down. Now, just recently added this track that'll go up into the dive loop at the very end, and a boost track that is going to go up into this element that we're about to see here momentarily. It's going to, from the bottom, you're going to be shooting up into this stall, which will really be one of the biggest elements of the coaster. And another look there at the ride building really coming together. And there were a ton of people working on this project when we were there. And you can see now track going all the way up to that peak going into the dive loop. And, you know, finally, it took a long time to get work down on this far end, but now they're moving along at a pretty good pace. This project has been just so fun to watch come to life, and it's going to be really fun, really thrilling to ride. It's worth it, if nothing else, for this view. I just love the track going over the Starway. I mean, imagine that with like an incredible sunset someday. That is just going to be in so many pictures from here on out. Another look. This is going to be a great head chopper element as you go under the Starway. So over and under, there's going to be all kinds of action at the Starway, and that is going to be a heck of a view when you're on the Starway and the coaster is going up overhead. Another look at it there. That gives you a good look at what that's going to look like. And into Springfield now, you better get your Lard Lad donuts. All right, I'm telling you, you better go on the Simpsons ride. You better get your Krusty Burger, your Clogger, your Duff, your Bumblebee Man's tacos, because I think, get a Flaming Mo, because Simpsons Land and it might be going up in flames. Always great to see Juliet out and about. You know it's an exciting day in Jurassic World when Juliet's hanging out.
She's young though now. Our goal is to keep her moving and active. So here's what we're going to do. You want to be my volunteer? You want to do some exercise?
And Juliet's not alone. Blue out meeting and greeting and hopefully not eating.
All of my emotions. Bad. Bad. No.
And even Baby Tango was out.
If you want, you can let her smell your hand. It's up to you. She doesn't bite.
On to Jurassic World, the ride now. And you know, this season colds are going around, and I'm told that the Indominus Rex caught a case of laryngitis. She lost her voice. Take a look. There is Jurassic World Rebirth merch available, a shirt and a hat. And here's the Therizinosaurus. I didn't like Dominion, but one of my favorite scenes when the Therizinosaurus just bitch slaps this deer. Get out here, dear. Those are my plans. Num, 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 num. And Optimus Prime was out actually shaking hands. He's been doing this recently, and you bet that I took my opportunity to go shake the hand of the leader of the Autobots.
If you see Megatron, tell him we're coming for him. Prime out.
Stepped into Super Nintendo World, got 181 on Mario Kart, not my best. Can't wait to see this expanded land at Epic Universe with Yoshi's Adventure and, of course, Minecart Madness. And speaking of expansions, we are expanding here more on the hillside. They have really flattened this hillside out. I really hope it has something to do with moving the tram station down so we could expand maybe Wizarding World, maybe get a Hogsmeade station up at the location of the current tram. One thing's for certain, big things are on the horizon for Universal Studios Hollywood. Into Hogsmeade now on this Harry Potter day. Always fired up for Hogsmeade. Speaking of fire, trying my hand at the fire spill here, Incendio. There it is. Construction here used to be kind of a food cart, drink cart, hoping that that's going to be for the Generation 2 wands. We don't have them yet in Hollywood. I really hope they're coming. If they do, they'll be available right here at Ollivander's and other places. But for now, you can do the classic spells like Ventus. Monster Book of Monsters is mad that the new Generation 2 wands aren't here yet. Can't argue with that. Let's hear and maybe see, what do the Bobatons think that the wands aren't here yet? That's about right. Went to the Epic Universe store hoping that we'd get some of the new merch, especially I wanted some new Dark Universe merch. Nothing new. Team members said that they're going to reevaluate once Epic opens, so we'll see if we get any more merch. Then to the Tam O Shanter, the oldest family-run restaurant, and a lot of people say it was the inspiration for Snow White's Cottage. I can see it, and that is because Walt Disney used to frequent the Tam O Shanter all the time with his original Imagineers, and it's a Scottish steakhouse and pub, so it seemed so well themed for a Harry Potter day. Look inside with these banners. Man, that looks like some straight out of the Great Hall. All the rooms had fireplaces. It was awesome. There's my son to the right, our friend Alex to the left, my son working on a New York steak there. This family ended up opening the Lowry's chain, so they have the Lowry's prime rib. It was delicious. And speaking of Potter, we tried their version of sticky toffee pudding, and that was pretty tasty as well. So if you want a Potter-themed meal and you want to go outside of the park, the Tam O Shanter is certainly a great option to do just that, and especially if you go on to do what we did, and that's go to the Pantages to see Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. Here's a look at the Pantages Theater. It runs through June 22nd. Highly recommend it. And inside the theater, you can see just that classic Hollywood glamour. I had never seen a production there, and you can't film during the performance, but here's a closer look at Cursed Child.
Together.
Hogwarts will be the making of you, Albus. I promise you there is nothing to be frightened of there. You're Albus Potter, and I'm Scorpius Malfoy. Our parents didn't get on.
You do not want to do this.
Yes, I do.
Expelliarmus! I'm nothing like my dad. You're better. You're my best friend, Albus.
A mistake has been made. We're going to use a time turner to save Cedric Diggory. Our journey has only just begun.
The smallest change, the smallest moment, it creates ripples.
I solemnly swear I'm up to no good.
Lumos! If it takes centuries, we must find our son.
I've never fought alone, and I never will!
Really enjoyed Cursed Child. You're going to see some of your favorite characters from Ron, Harry, Hermione, Draco, Malfoy, Dumbledore, Dolores Umbridge, Snape, Cedric Diggory. Because it's time travel, anybody can come back and be involved. And it was just a great night out. Some of the effects, so amazing. Include when they use the time turner, there's like this ripple effect over the entire theater. I don't know how they do it. The Dementors were really, really cool. There you see this Voldemort banner that comes down right before the intermission. Awesome time at the Pantages.
All right, guys, so I really hope you enjoyed this Harry Potter adventure. Next stop is going to be
FanFest nights, where of course Harry Potter will be represented along with some other great IPs like Dungeons and Dragons and Star Trek and One Piece, Jujutsu Kaisen, Back to the Future. But in Hogsmeade, you're going to be able to meet some magical creatures, including the Nifflers you kind of see depicted here. So until then, if you like this content and you have fun with it, I would really be fired up if you hit that like button, if you subscribe so you can check out all my theme park videos and special events. And speaking of fired up, let's see, one more spill as we close this thing up. Incendio.